if you have a challenge of this kind, how do you solve it? It is very simple. We have a square radical here, we also have a square radical here. So the best thing is just to eliminate this by taking the square of both sides. So first, let's take our solution. Okay, solution. So like I said, we want to square both sides, right? So we square both sides. So this is going to give us the square root of 2x plus 1 all raised to the power of 2 equals to 1 plus the square root of x all raised to the power of 2. So with what we have here, this power will go with this radical. So we're going to have our 2x plus 1 equal to, here we're going to apply a simple algebraic rule or law, which says that your, let's take a plus your br squared will give us our a squared, then plus 2ab plus b squared. Okay, so if we apply this here, this is going to give us our 1 to the power of 2, which is same thing as 1. Okay, then plus our 2 times, plus our 2 times 1 itself times the square root of x, then plus the square root of x all raised to the power of 2. So we're going to have 2x plus 1 equal to 1 plus our 2 root x, then plus this will go with this, which is going to give us our x here. We can move this x to this other side. Here we have plus 1, here we have plus 1. So this will go with this also. So we're now going to have 2x minus x. This is equal to 2 root x. And if you subtract this from this, we're going to have our x is equals to 2 root x. We still have another radical here. So we square both sides again. Okay, so square both sides to eliminate this radical. So we're going to have our x squared equal to 2 root x all squared. This square will affect everything here. Applying the law, which says that your a, okay, times your b all raised to the power of n is same thing as your a to the power of n times your b to the power of n. So if we apply this law, then we're going to have here to be our x squared is equal to 4x. Move this to this side. Never made the mistake of canceling x from here, canceling x from here. If you do that, we're going to come up with just one root. But here, this suggests that we have two solutions. So we're going to subtract your 4x from both sides of the equation. So we're going to have x to the power of 2 minus 4x equal to our 4x minus 4x. So this will leave. So we are now left with our x to the power of 2 minus 4x equal to 0. At this point, what we do here is just to factor out x here. So to factor out x, we're going to have x minus our 4 equal to 0. Apply what is called the zero property, whereby we're going to have x is equals to 0, or we have x minus 4 is equals to 0. So we have x1 is equals to 0, and our x2, because we're going to move 4 to this side to give us our 4 positive. But here we can do a simple check if these roots actually satisfy the original equation. So let's take our check. The first root is x1 equals to 0. So we have our square root of 2x minus 1, plus 1 equal to 1 plus the square root of x. So if x is 0, wherever we see x, we want to put in 0 there. So first we're going to give us here the square root of 2 times our 0 plus 1 equal to our 1 plus the square root of 0. 2 times 0 will give us 0, and 0 plus 1 will give us our 1. Square root of 1 will give us 1 equal to square root of 0 will give us 0. 0 plus 1 will give us 1. So it shows that the first root which we solve for, x equal to 0, satisfies the original equation. Now let's check for the second one. Again, our original equation is the square root of 2x plus 1 equal to our 1 plus the square root of x. So when x is equal to 4, we put in the square root of our 2 into 4, there plus our 1 equal to 1 plus the square root of our 4. So this is going to give us the square root of 2 times 4 will give us 8 plus 1 equal to 1 plus the square root of 4. Automatically, this is going to give us 9. Square root of 9 equal to 1 plus the square root of our 4. So 9 is a perfect square. So square root of 9 will give us our 3. This is equals to 1 plus the square root of 4 is 2. So this is going to give us 3 equal to our 3. So this shows that the answer root 4 we solve for also satisfy the original equation. So this is how you solve for radical equations of this kind. Thank you for watching. See you in our next class.